Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing Season 5. We are back. Not long left now. Not long left at all. Race 27 here at Spa by... How am I going to pronounce that? Gatterstow? Gatterstow? Yeah, by them. The name's right there. If you want to check them out in the workshop. Of course, you can check out all of our track creators on the workshop if you want to check out any of their amazing tracks and any other creations that they have made. Now, going into this, Superboss is in a risky place right now. Might get dethroned from first. Been creeping. Moo's been creeping in. There's not much in it right now. And this could come all the way down to the final race on Red Rings. Now, in terms of streams for the last 6 races, I think we've got left. Yeah, 6 races. I'm going to be changing it slightly. So for these last 6 races, I am going to be doing 1 race a stream. Which I know some people are really enjoying the 2 races a stream. But we're going to go 1 race a stream. You know, add a bit more tension, drag the final bit out a little bit more. And that will also tie into about, I think, 2 weeks. So I don't miss any, miss any streams. Yeah, it should be about 2 weeks. And it should land Red Rings on a Friday, which I do like to do. Red Rings is a end of week finale. So yeah, one race per stream going forward for the rest of this season. But I will be carrying on these streams, or I'll be aiming to carry on all of these streams into streaming some Minecraft afterwards. So for those that enjoy that, there's at least something to stick around for following the race stream. But going on to today's track, let's head over to Spa. So here we are. Oh, Pesky cheering Bueron for the championship. Interesting. The one that's betrayed and left the team, left the Ultraviolets to go back to their home team, the Bulls of Steel. But yes, here we are at Spa. So before we take a look around, let's get predictions going. So 2 minutes to get those predictions in. How many DNFs do you think there will be? So going down the starting straight into a sharp turn. You know, if you know Spa, I'm sure you'll already know the layout of this track. Opening up into a straight, the classic chicane there. Then opening up high-speed section, we have a DRS line there. If you're within a second of the one in front, you'll have a bit of a boost. Good point, yeah, Bogus Abu Dhabi 2021. Oof. How the tide turns quick. So then an S-bend into a 90-degree upper sweeping right-hander, then downhill, following it around to the left past the sphere of trees, down through the clouds into a long left-hander, through the rain into an S-bend around another sphere of trees, a couple of right-handers, then we go up vertically. Don't know, maybe some people may forget about this part of the track. If you watch any real motor racing, many people forget about the vertical incline. And then carrying down. Do I know the names of the corners? Honestly, no, I do not remember track corner names. Then into the final sharp right to left and another DRS line opening up into the straight. I used to watch a lot of motor racing, used to watch a lot of Formula 1 when I was younger, but I can't lie, the past few years I've definitely not been watching as much. I'm trying to watch it a bit more this year, but mostly highlights. I don't tend to watch the full races anymore. I usually just end up watching the highlights. But yeah, my track knowledge, not as good as it used to be anymore. See, when you say those names, I definitely heard those names, because I think Rouge is this sweeping one that causes a lot of accidents, and they were talking about cutting it out. Radeon, I've heard of, but I couldn't say for sure which corner that is. Yeah. Oh, and we have a pit, so anyone that falls off will be going through the pit to recover. Is the one at the top. After the long straight? Or is it the one literally at the peak of it? Before the straight? Okay, I thought the whole thing was... That's probably why I've heard of both of them, because it's the whole set of corners. There we go. Right, the DNF prediction timer is finished, so let's get everyone in. Crowd about to start jumping up and down. Gotta put pause on that real quick. And just you. Yeah, I saw in the Discord, quite last minute, Flood said that Were and Flood are going to be a little bit late to this one. Hopefully they'll make it for the race. We'll have to see. Hopefully I don't miss too much. But front row, Superboss, Eggbot, Pesky Bird and Weep. Back row, Cheese, Demon, Were and Moo. Now, Superboss starting up at the front. Were and Moo starting at the back. They're going to have to put some work in here. Try and close that gap on Superboss. See how good of a start Superboss gets off to her. So the countdown. And it's green and they're off down the first straight. Into the right hand turn. Superboss dropping back a bit. We're already right behind Superboss. Is looking maybe for an overtake. Superboss going to close that gap. Will really want to defend against both Were and Moo this race. See the crowd cheering as they head down the straight. Quite high speed through that section. It's going to be quite a high speed track. But up at the front we have Azur leading, Iceman cutting in front of Stardust going to second. Pesky Bird in fourth, Superboss now in fifth. And Worker in 12th, Moo in 14th. Heading up the vertical incline. A little bit left and right. Superboss getting nudged by Alfonso to get going after a bit of a slowdown on the exit. And Demon taking a fall is going to have to recover in the pits, and that could be a lap behind. DRS there for Stardust. Azur trailing behind with speed. Manages to block out Weep, but has dropped a few positions, falling back to fourth. Sorry, falling back to... Oh yes, fourth, because Demon's the other one in that mix. Pesky Bird, a big hit off the wall. I think there's a collision between Demon and Pesky Bird. Eggbot running slow as well is going to cause a pile-up with Alfonso. All chaos from that crash there. And up at the front, Stardust breaking away. But Azur off the track is going to be recovering in the pit lane. Iceman second, Snorker now up to third. Weep in fourth, Shady in fifth. Pesky Bird falling down to eighth following that accident. We have Were, Fluids and Moo together 9th, 10th and 11th. Stardust with a decent lead right now. Oh, but a bad exit on that turn means Iceman's going to try their luck. Doesn't quite make it, but will have DRS onto the straight. Stardust across the line. There we go, there's the extra speed. Iceman going around the outside. Stardust tries to cut in, but not enough. Weep with an inside lunge makes it past as well. Meaning Iceman up to first, Weep to second, Stardust dropping to third. Going into the next section, Snorker with the boost. Trying to get past Iceman as well, can't quite do it. A battle between Weep and Iceman up at the front. Further back, Boer has made it past Superboss. Bit of contact there, slowing Superboss down. Superboss going to take the inside. All chaos, blocking Moo, blocking Shady, blocking Pesky Bird. This is exactly what Boer wants right now, to be in front of Superboss, try and close that gap even more. Moo will be wanting to do the same. It's currently a few positions down. It's a bad exit for Snorker. It's not good. It's slow. And a hit on the wall, bouncing around. Whir's going to collide with Stardust. Superboss is going to use that to then squeeze past, sneaking around Whir. As they open up onto the straight, there's a boost by Whir getting back past Superboss, but Moo's gone flying through as well. This is big for Moo right now. Opening up onto the straightaway. Cheese in first with the fastest lap as well. Through the DRS zone, Superboss getting around Stardust, but not enough to catch up with Whir. We're just behind Stardust with a good line around the corner, gets in front of Superboss and Whir. It's all chaos there. And that was an Iceman fall. Iceman off the track and Dessert on the main straight. Dessert's on the main straight. Iceman taking a fall. And that's costly. Iceman trying to battle in the top 3 is going to be falling down to 14th. And that is highly costly indeed. Going up Weep has a bad exit. They're causing a pile-up on the exit, and that's been punishing for Whir, losing a lot of time and a couple of positions, meaning Superboss makes their way through and is right on the tail of Moo. Now Cheese is in a good spot, managing to get at least a second ahead of second place so that they can't get the DRS there. Gives Cheese a good chance to extend that lead. Whir getting overtaken by Shady, also has Pesky Bird just behind. Trying to keep up with them here in the high-speed section. Absolutely zooming, and Cheese going a bit slow. Everyone else getting the boost. And Cheese dropping loads of time. Superboss running slow in that pile-up. Also going to lose some time. And Cheese dropping down to 5th from all of that. Weep up into 1st. Stardust still holding strong in the top 3 in 2nd. Moo now in 3rd. Snorker in 4th. Cheese in 5th. Azur with the fastest lap. Currently down in 14th. Heading up to the top once again. Chaotic exit. And Whir's just dropping positions at the moment. Struggling to get that consistency here. This could be a play for Moo, but Weep managing to block both Moo and Snorker. Snorker going for the inside. The lunge works. Makes it up into 1st. And Moo's going to be looking for another go. Probably at the next DRS. And Snorker with a big hit off the wall. Means Moo can now make a move around Weep. And that's Moo up into 1st. A great move there, but Weep with an amazing exit line reclaims 1st. Inside line there, but there's a slow exit. Moo into 1st. Quite the battle going on up at the top here and trading places once again. Snorker just behind in 3rd. Shady up to 4th, and Fludes and Stardust 5th and 6th. Cheese and Superboss battling it out for 7th. Pesky Bird just behind. So on the exit, Shady got a good release. We'll be moving up, and Weep off the edge, too quick into the corner, is going to have to go through the pit lane. And that is big for Moo right now, although Shady's going to get a good run here with the boost. No, not quite enough. We saw Weep fall for a 2nd time there, which was not ideal, and we'll be going through the pits twice in a row. And Snorker getting the most out of that boost, goes up into 1st. Moo in 2nd, using Demon to block Shady. Fludes is going to creep through though. Chasing down Snorker down the straight, but Snorker has just enough of a lead. And it's Snorker 1st, Moo 2nd, Fludes 3rd. Moo with a lunge, just getting in front of Snorker here. And a good line on the next set of corners will keep Snorker behind. Shady trying to get past Fludes, but can't quite find the room to do so. Whir now on the tail of Superboss. Could maybe use their teammate Stardust to try and disrupt Superboss's performance. Moo with a bit of a bad exit, Snorker with a better one. Ooh, Demon with a bit of a hit off the wall, but will play a block on Fludes. And opening up onto the straight. Is Moo close enough? Moo's just close enough for the boost. but not close enough for the overtake yet. Could be a good lineup for the next one, though. See what happens at the next boost zone. So as they go across it, no, Moo running slow. Is falling out of that 1 second margin. Moving out the way as Shady comes flying through. Demon still just battling there, even though they are a lap behind. Fluids joining the battle. Oh, a rough exit line. Big hit off the wall. Slows Fluids down and Moo back in front of Shady. But good lead by Snorker now on lap 8. Now looks like Superboss is currently in 8th and Word down to 12th. I think that was a fall by Word coming out of the pit lane there. So Word's been struggling with this track today. The consistency just isn't quite there, and it has finally resulted in a fall, which is incredibly costly. Yeah, big Word moment indeed. Great timing. But right now for Moo, this is looking great for the standings. So just got to keep hold of this for the rest of the race. Big gap now. Snorker with a big lead back to Moo, and then Moo with a good gap back to 3rd, which is currently held by Stardust, just getting around Fluids and Cheese. Jimmy going up the inside of Cheese to take that position. All Moo has to do is stay consistent here, and with Superbus down in 8th, we could see a new number 1. And Shady's stationary. Interesting. Shady's managed to get stuck in the incline pipe. And I think that's going to have to be F's in the chat for Shady. And that means Weep is able to go up a position. Fluids with a good block on Jimmy through the boost, but Jimmy does still have enough pace to make it around. But just slow enough to allow Stardust in front. Demon popping in with good timing as well. So we currently have, I think it's six racers here that are a lap down due to a fall and having to do a pit stop recovery from Azure down. On lap 10, Snorker leading with quite a good lead. Moo in 2nd. Gap's getting closed in by Jimmy and Fluids. And Shady is definitely going to remain stationary. And there's a fall for Moo. A fall for Moo. That is going to be incredibly costly. Looking so good for the standings. An absolute drama going on to lap 11. Superboss might be safe for yet another race. Superboss just looking hard to take down right now. And that's moved Moo down to 10th. And has given Snorker an even bigger lead. Fluids and Stardust trading places for 2nd. It's actually going to cause some trouble as they fight for position. Need to be really careful that they don't get overtaken by Jimmy and Pesky Bird that are lurking just behind. So going up the vertical section. Oh, it's a rough exit for the 2 Balls of Steel. Jimmy and Pesky Bird will make their way through. And that puts Jimmy up to 2nd. Pesky Bird to 3rd. Shady no longer stuck. We'll have to go and have a look. Pesky Bird gets the boost, goes up into 2nd. And then Cheese is in front of Flues. Got Weep a lap down, but in front of Superboss. There's Shady. Egbot in 8th, Alfonso in 9th. And Mu dropping to 13th from that fall. Managing to get passed by Azur, Iceman, and Boer, who fell earlier. And Azur still holding the fastest lap. So up the incline again. So this seems to be one of the riskiest corners if you get it wrong. Seen a few go off there. So Stardust now in second. Pesky Bird with a good lunge past using the boost to take that second place once again. And Jimmy just behind the two of them. Then we have Cheese followed by Fluids. And Superboss mixed in with some back runners here. Might be causing some trouble. Now has Alfonso pressuring. It's having to go on the defensive. And Eggbot not far behind. Stardust is now right behind Snorker. I think Snorker must have got a bad exit from the incline. Can't find a way past Snorker on that boost. Might be waiting for the second one. Could actually be a smarter play. But no, he's going for the overtake here. That is interesting, because this is going to give Snorker the boost. Maybe a tactical play by Snorker instead. Bit of a slowdown to let Stardust through for that. And it has paid off. Snorker will keep hold of the lead. Pesky Bird up the inside of Jimmy. They're battling it out. Jimmy doesn't let that position stand, though, and gets third place straight back. We're heading towards the final lap of the race. And on the exit, everyone a bit slow. Oh, Demon with a nasty hit on Pesky Bird. Been bullying Pesky Bird all race. But Pesky Bird just not standing for it, just keeps going. Keeps holding their ground. Going on to the final lap, it's going to be close up at the front. Snorker, Jimmy, and Stardust are all close together. And Mu took fastest lap just to try and squeeze out an extra point. Stardust with the overtake. Can they get past Snorker as well? They do. Stardust moving up to first. And big hit off the wall though. Snorker with a great lunge, getting past both Jimmy and Stardust once again, but a hit off the outside wall. Collision with Stardust, really battling it out in this final lap, getting aggressive, fighting for that number one. Jimmy is going to be leading. Snorker in second, Stardust in third, heading into the final section. It's going to be about the exit here. This bit is crucial. Oh, it's not a good one for Jimmy. It's better for Snorker. Stardust not the quickest exit either. Jimmy with a hit on the wall means it's looking all clear for Snorker now. Going to the final corner. Stardust going up the inside of Jimmy on the final corner as well. And that is Snorker crossing the line to take the win. Stardust takes second. Jimmy takes third. Wait, is that a fall by Superboss on the final lap? Pesky Bird takes fourth. Fluids just gets past Cheese to take fifth. Cheese sixth. Eggbot seventh. Alfonso eighth. As Superboss did fall, this could be a big chance for Mu right now. And Boer. Drama on the final lap. A huge mistake by Superboss late into the race. And now this could be interesting. Azur is going to come across to take ninth. Boer and Iceman are past Superboss now. Moo's past Superboss as well. And Iceman just going to snipe Boer across the lines. Iceman will take 10th. Boer takes 11th. Moo will take 12th. Demon past Superboss as well. It's points dropping for Superboss. All fell apart on that final lap. Demon 13th, Superboss 14th. It's going to be Weep in 15th and Shady in 16th. And what a dramatic end. So Moo 2 places higher than Superboss. Point difference isn't as big this low down compared to what it would have been higher up. So whether it's enough, we'll have to see. The fastest lap will add an extra point just to help. But we'll have to see. And Boer 3 places higher. The gap would definitely be smaller. It's going to be very interesting up at the top now. So let's go to our winner of the race, Snorker. Had a good start to the season, had then a drastically bad rest of the season, but is going to take the win here. So congratulations to Snorker on the win at Spa. Good race, really down to the wire at the end. Lots of drama, what we like to see. We're just going to wait for the DNFs to get locked in here. See if Shady makes it to the finish line. And they did. It's a 0 DNF fun track. Sure is. It is a good track indeed. So choose outcome. We do have one person getting it right. And that is Moo with the correct prediction. So well done on getting the prediction right. And enjoy your eggs. But now I'm going to go put the results over on the leaderboard. And I'll be back with the updated standings. Right, the results have been entered. So let's head over to the standings. So, following that race, Superboss, even with the fall, even with the drama, it's not enough. Superboss is still hanging on up at the top with 547 points. Moo closing the gap a little bit, 534 points. Boer in third, closing the gap a bit as well with 513. Azert in fourth with 499. Jimmy in fifth with 496. Stardust in sixth with 494. Iceman in seventh with 486. Fluids in eighth with 484. Shady in ninth with 471. And Cheese in 10th with 470. Then we have Pesky Bird, Eggbot, Snorker, Alfonso, Demon, and Weep. So the points are crazy close at the moment. So close, and that gap to Superboss just getting smaller and smaller. Now team standings. Yes, Balls of Steel are back on top. 497 points, managing to knock Tutti Frutti's down to second with 495 points. Icebreaker's third with 484, Eternal Darkness fourth with 472, and then Dogeballs fifth with 469. Then we have Green Slushies, Ultraviolets, Grandmasters, Snowballs, and Marble Minions. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. The 15th. Well, you're above Weep, although Weep does take pride in coming last in these seasons. So maybe that's their aim. But as I said at the start, for those who weren't here at the start, well done, you mean? Yeah, well done. Congratulations. For those that weren't here at the start, it is going to be one race a stream for the rest of the season. 6 races left. That makes 2 weeks. 3 streams a week, 1 race a stream, with Red Rings on a Friday. I like to end it at the end of the week good way to end the week. So yeah, it's not 2 races for the next few streams, just the one. But as I said, to make up for the stream time, for those that want to stick around, I will be trying to stream some of the Minecraft server as well, some of the stuff that we're doing over there. Of course, if anyone wants to join it, information's in the Discord. It is totally open to whoever wants to join. So yeah, I'll be streaming that up next, and hopefully will be after all the other races as well. But that is going to do it for this one. So for those watching on YouTube, this is where it ends once again. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.